He is very concerned, absolutely. So I think he will do well. You know, Barack Obama, you know how extreme he is. Herman Cain tonight, and Herman Cain, it's funny, the Republicans do know that he's darker than Barack Obama. Maybe on the, but whiter on the inside.
Okay, so that was George Lopez on the Kirby couch yesterday, and now presidential candidate Herman Cain responds to George Lopez.
Well, George was half right. I am darker than President Obama, but on the inside, I'm red, white, and blue. It's called patriotism. And I think the Republicans and the conservatives see that, which is why I'm getting so much support and so much traction.
What I get is doing the radio show, as you know, because you're a talk show host, you get calls from everywhere, and a lot of them surprise you. I get a lot, well, do you know Herman Cain was on the board of Nabisco? Do you know that he was a vice president here? And so that's what this book really answers a lot of these questions, which is aptly named, This is Herman Cain. It ends with my journey to the White House, because that's where you hope this ends.
Exactly.
But you...
Making a dream come true, folks. That's what Herman Cain wants.
In your book, I was curious to see if you encountered racism, and you did.
Yes.
White and black water fountains. White and black, whites stay in the front of the bus, blacks go in the back of the bus. You cannot get your hair cut. You have to learn to cut your own hair. You have to leave the town to go do that. Why aren't you a bitter Herman Cain looking for revenge?
Because I'm not angry with America, because America has something that a lot of other countries don't have. The ability to change. That's the greatness of this country. We have always had struggles throughout our short 235-year history. Why be bitter? Why not embrace the change, especially since it's positive? So I don't have a negative attitude about this country because of that.
And one of the great things about the book, and the book is terrific.
Thank you.
Because it tells your story, is, you know, a lot of people just think, oh, he's that guy who ran that pizza place.
Right.
No, in the very beginning, you talk about, I was not born po, you say.
I started out po, which is one level below poor. We had to work up to poor. But the thing about it, we didn't know we were poor because my parents embraced the opportunity to work for what it was that they wanted to achieve. My mother was a maid. My dad was a barber, a janitor, and a chauffeur, because his philosophy was, I'll work 3 jobs until I can live off of 2. I'll work 2 until I can make it off 1. And at the same time, he was using one of those checks to save for his American dream, which was to buy a whole house. We learned those kind of values from our parents.
And a Cadillac.
That's right. He wanted that Cadillac. He wanted that Cadillac. You got to have a dream, and he got that Cadillac.
Now, the interesting thing is, because you are African-American and conservative, you get a lot of questions about whether or not people would vote for you, whether or not black people would vote for you. And last week you said something about that you believed 1/3 of all African-Americans were brainwashed. So explain that further, and what are you going to do to get African-Americans potentially to vote for you?
First of all, I make the statement that too many black Americans are brainwashed. They are brainwashed into not even considering someone who has a conservative label or a Republican label. I call that brain. They don't even want to hear the solution that you put on the table. I've had some black people approach me in the airport, and I would want to pull out my 999 plan and give them a copy. Nope, can't take it because I don't agree with your politics. This isn't politics, it's a solution. But I also said the good news is many black Americans are thinking for themselves. These are the ones that come up to me at the airport when I'm traveling. They want to take pictures, they want autographs. So I do see it changing. And the specific statement that I said is that I believe that as the Republican nominee that I will get a minimum of 1/3 of the black vote, not because I'm black, but because of the solutions I'm putting on the table, and the people who are thinking for themselves and considering these solutions. It transcends whatever ethnic group that you might be a part of.
And the thing that everyone should keep in mind, especially Mitt Romney, Rick Perry, and maybe Governor Christie, is that your lucky number is 45. The next president will be the 45th president of the United States.
President. That's right.
You read a whole chapter about that.
You did read the book. I was born in 1945. I would be the 45th president. And my wife and I will be celebrating our 45th wedding anniversary. How about them apples?
So his book comes out today. He's going to be traveling the country. If you'd like to know where the book tour is going, go to his website. ThisIsHermanCain.com.
Yes. ThisIsHermanCain.com. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
It's a pleasure. Enjoyed it.
Congratulations on the book.
Thank you very much.
And your surge.